Okay, thanks guys, thanks.
Can you show us the whip, man?
I'm actually here to install the sound. Here it is.
You already putting sound in the car.
I'm already about to install the sound.
Congratulations, man. Congratulations. This is beautiful, man.
Thanks a lot, bro. Yo, I've been trying to grab your attention, guys, because like I've learned a lot from you.
Serious,
I've
man.
learned so much. Yeah.
God bless. What's going on, YouTube? This is Coach, your mentor. Welcome yet to another brand new video. Before we get into today's video, I actually want to send this shout out to each and every single one of you guys. Thank you so much for helping this channel reach 11,000 active subscribers. It is very heartwarming, and it is actually very genuine of me to say thank you very much. I love each and every single one of you for actually helping us and showing love to this channel. So what we're actually going to be giving you is an understanding that this channel is actually not mine, it is not yours, but it is ours. We're actually going to be growing this community together and to be taking this community to the next milestone of which is 20,000 active subscribers. We're needing 20,000 active subscribers this year, at least by the end of this year. Please help us push 20,000 active subscribers. If you want us to pick up on our consistency, we also need you to also pick up on the subscription, please, because we're changing lives. I mean, it's free to subscribe. You don't even pay a dime, you don't even pay $1, you don't even pay a rand, you don't even pay a cent to subscribe to the channel. It is free, and what it does, it boosts the channel's algorithm, meaning that the channel gets to reach more and more people for free, meaning that more people can actually gain from the knowledge sent here, and they can actually benefit their lives and impact their lives and change their lives. So without wasting any of your guys' time, you can see by the title of the video, you can see by the thumbnail of the video that in today's video, we're actually going to be looking at the news, right? In today's video, actually going to be looking at the market and what the market has for us this week at large. Stay tuned to see what kind of charts that I'll actually be showing you and what kind of information that's going to be shared in this video. Before I can actually get into the video, I'd actually also like to drop a disclaimer that the knowledge and information given in this video and all of the videos, this is not financial advice. This is not considered financial advice. This is not given as financial advice. This is not portrayed as financial advice. This is just me, basically me showing you what I'll be looking at the market this week. I'm not saying do it. I'm not saying do not do it. I'm giving you, or rather showing you what I'll be doing in the market and how I approach the market and what are my trade results on the market. So let's not get it twisted. This is not financial advice. You actually need to be legal. You actually need a license and actually have to be registered with the financial sector to be able to give legal advice or financial advice. So this is Coach Mentor. Let me actually get into the video. Let me not waste your time. Let's get it. Alright guys, so basically getting into it, this is our DXY chart. This is a DXY chart on the H4 time frame. So I'll just dive to my daily time frame to actually start analyzing this whole market for you and see what we would be expecting coming in the later on in the week and the weeks to follow. Remember that next week we are having the NFP news event, so it is very important to actually, in your trending weeks, make sure that you are actually getting the market, so that in the chopping weeks you can actually trade less but actually try and make more profit. So you can see that this is our line chart. So I actually want us to actually look into this current price point here, the recent price point over here. You can see that the market actually fell to create our final low, and then we came back to test that low. So we are knowing that market is actually not continuing going to the downside, because we actually challenged that low around the same prices over there. You can see that it was actually a point of interest in the past as well. You can see that market did reverse around those points, those price points a lot in the past. So we want to be marking that area because it's a very interesting area. So we know that market is going to actually be giving us a lot of reactions when it comes back to that price point. So let me mark in my turning points. I'll just first dive to my lower time frames. After diving to my lower time frames, then try marking my turning points. You can see that there's a bearish flag coming from a bearish flag, market gave us that low that we were looking at on our previous time frame being the daily, and then we came back to test that same low, meaning that market is signaling reversals to the upper part of the trend. So before actually looking for market to reach that final high over there, we actually want to be looking at our more realistic turning points over here, of which we can take that final turning point there of 105. We can take it as 105.86 as our final turning point. So before we can actually go into analyzing and seeing what this market is having for us, remember I said that I want to mark in my turning points. So I'll continue marking in my turning points. I'll take that price point over there, take that price point over there, this one over here, this one over here, and that price point over here. So we know that we are having these turning points, so should market be giving us pushes to the upside, we're going to be taking these turning points as our target prices, right? We're going to be taking these turning points as our target prices. So if I can dive deeper into looking at my current price point over here, I can see that in this series of highs and lows, 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 market gave me a low. This final low over here actually fell out to trigger us what we call a head and shoulder. Head and shoulder is also what we call a reversal pattern. A reversal pattern is also signaling us, or rather showing us reversals that market is actually going to be going to the intended direction that we are actually looking at. So we know that we are having three confirmations. Remember, our first confirmations was on our daily, being that market reversed at a point of interest. Second confirmation was that market gave us a low and came back to test that low, right? We channeled correctively to our previous low. Third confirmation is that we are having an inverse head and shoulder. So with having an inverse head and shoulder, let me just try get in our trend over here, right? So we know that our confirmation is that of our inverse head and shoulder. So let me mark in this price point over here until there, and then I'll also cater in for my supporting prices over there. Supporting prices are catered for, and then after doing so, I'll then dive to my candlestick chart. After diving to my candlestick chart, I want to cater in for this channel that has actually broke out, but actually retesting correctively. It didn't break out impulsively, but we are actually breaking here correctively. So this is something that we are going to be expecting on the DXY. So if we're having if we're being signaled a pattern like this, we are knowing that we should be heading for buys. So just to minimize the clutter on my chart here, I'll just take out some of these turning points over here, and then after putting in my long order, I'll just leave it to tackle my 103 area over there. I'll just leave it to tackle my 103 area over there. I'll keep a stop loss that is very, very tight. So that is what we would be having on the DXY, and with knowing positive pair correlation and negative pair correlation, we know that the DXY is actually correlated to other USD pairs negatively, so, or rather you can say inversely, so meaning that if DXY buys or should DXY buy, there are certain USD quoted pairs that should be moving in the opposite direction of which DXY would be taking in that particular moment. So we want to also look into our second chart being the SHAO USD, right? I have the SHAO USD as the gold over here, meaning that we want to also push our confirmation, right? We don't want to push a trade bias, but we want to also further confirm what the DXY is saying and confirm what the theory behind negative correlation is actually saying to us. So this is our gold. Let me dive to my daily chart. This is gold. So we are having gold here. Let me just mark this high as an area of interest over there. So I also mark this level here as a support, and you can see that market actually gave us a beautiful turning point over here towards the upper part. So the trade is done over there. As you can see that it tackled the previous high over there. You can see that the trade is done. So let me also try find trade buys on gold and see where we are going, or rather where we're headed with gold. That is my uptrending support. I will also mark in my uptrending resistance over here. So right after marking both my uptrending resistance and my uptrending support, I would want to also remember that when I trade gold, or rather when we trade the financial market, when we do our top down analysis, we know that we start from a higher time frame and we work our way down to our lower time frames until we get our entry urge on the market, right? So another thing that you also should be well aware of is that in your primary trend here being the bullish trend on the gold here, our primary trend started over here when market gave us this triple bottom over here, and then market pushed up with our highs, and then we came back to get our lows. We got a double bottom, of which this was also a very sensitive area. This is a very important area. So market gave us highs over there, and then these highs completed the bullish run, right? These highs completed the bullish run. So theoretically, what we'll be needing to happen right now is to be getting our short-term sellers before we can get our long-term buys, right? So if you are on our daily, we know that our short-term looks like short-term sells on our daily, but on our lower time frames it actually looks much more than it is on your daily. So let me just mark in my other trends. Remember that if we're having our primary trend being our bullish trend, in this case we can see that our secondary trend, of which starts from here until there, is also in a bullish trend, right? So let me just dive into my lower time frames to see if I can get other trends in these trends. So I can see that now we're on our gold H4. So if we're on our gold H4, I want to mark in this secondary trend being it the bullish trend, right? So I'm marking this bullish trend as my secondary trend, and automatically, by what I can see here, remember that at the back of my mind I'm keeping in mind that DXY gave us a bullish run. So if we're having a bullish run on the DXY, we should know that any pair quoted with the quoted USD should be looking to be selling. So already I can see that market broke out of our buying market. Remember that this bullish run here was our buyer's market, of which we established and said that our secondary trend is our bullish market. So once market breaks out of the support here, we no longer looking for buyers. We have now fallen into what we call a seller's market. So you can see that market now actually is retesting a previous level of interest, of which is this price point over here. This final high of the secondary trend is being tested over there and is giving us what we call a support. And we know classic basic forex language says that we buy by our support and then we do what? We sell by our resistance. So a normal person would have took this trade over here. I'll actually place some of my trades so you can see the trades that I took. A normal person would have placed a sell trade over there, and then only want to tackle, or rather challenge, these turning points over here, of which you can see that market came back to test this area over here countless times. So you can have this area here as your turning point over here, as a target point over there. So let me also just cut down on the stop loss. So if you're late to be taking this trade, you can always wait for market to actually fall into what we call more selling zones, or rather give you more selling urges. You can see that market actually tried to break out of this M and give us an M neckline retest, and is actually still looking bearish. So if you are actually looking at gold right now to be selling, you are actually on the right side of the market and you can actually execute your sales on gold. But remember that this is not financial advice. I repeat that this is not financial advice. This is just me sharing my trade bias on gold, some of the trades that I'm looking at this week at large going into next week. And also remember that I'll also emphasize that this is not financial advice, because you actually need to be authorized and licensed to be giving out financial advice. So this is just me sharing my trading setup, showing you what I'll be looking at for this weekend, what I'll be trading this week. So yes, So this is what we have on the gold. So remember that this is also confirming the theory that forex, the theory behind the correlation of the DXY. This is also further confirmation of that. So lastly, I'll also get into the Nasdaq chart. Let me look at the Nasdaq chart over here. So with the Nasdaq, let me also dive into the daily chart so I can get my primary trend and see where market is actually looking to go. So on my primary trend, I can see that we came from our lower part of the market, of which was these areas over here, and then market actually gave us pushes to the upside, right? So with having these pushes to the upside, we can see that in our current price point, market is actually giving us what we call a double top, but we'll get into all of that once we cross that bridge, right? So let me just mark in my resisting prices over here. So my supporting prices and my resisting prices have been marked. So after you can see that your supporting prices and your resisting prices have properly been marked. So what I want to actually anticipate and find out is that why is market doing this? Is this some sort of a correction towards the upside, or is this a reversal towards the downside? Because if you can actually properly see that market didn't challenge these highs over here, market didn't challenge those highs over there, but what market did, market actually challenged the previous high. This is some of the strategy that we are using and currently still back testing in the FX Code 4.0 Day Trading University. Remember, for you to take advantage of that, simply click on the FX Code link in the description, and then you will find your way to the FX Code 4.0 Day Trading University. So after we have established both these resisting prices and we know what we are looking at, let's also establish our secondary trend. And with establishing our secondary trend, we must understand that market is actually giving us a beautiful series of highs and lows. You can see that market came back from these highs over here. You can see that market came from these highs over here and gave us lows. After we got these lows over here, we tested those lows, signaling beautiful bias towards the upside. So what I can see here is that my secondary trend is also a buy trend. So I'm going to be marking in my secondary trend over here. I will then also mark in the resisting prices. So you can see that market gave us from this low, we also got a high, a beautiful high over there, but our high is also challenged by what we call a double top. So after this double top, market broke out of this buyer's market, meaning that we're no longer in a buyer's market, we're now in a seller's market. So what can be happening is one of a few things, right? Market can come to challenge these highs over here, giving us a triple top, meaning that with the triple top we're having very strong pushes to the downside. Or market can simply, just like it broke out correctively, market can still correct to the upper part over there, but further to the upper part over here, and then only get ourselves. But if we're going to be taking ourselves later on in this trend, I would urge you to actually have a very tight target price and a very tight stop loss, because Nasdaq is actually a bullish market. It's actually a bullish market. But with having that said, yes, I would then decide to conclude the video here and close the video here and say that thank you for your time. Thank you for reaching this part of the video. Thank you once again for 11,000 active YouTube subscribers. We are taking this to the next milestone, of which is 20,000 subscribers. May you please push that subscribe button, push the link, send it to your friends, send it to your family, and let's change more lives through the power of forex trading. This is Coach Mentor. Thank you for